All right, welcome back to another episode, and we're joined by Hayleigh Marion. Hayleigh, how are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
You just
it's
coming off
not.
a nice win.
Yes, for 8 ball.
How's the show been for you so far?
It's been good. I'm in the loser side in 8 ball, but the winner side still in both 9 ball divisions.
You had a pretty long day yesterday because I remember seeing you early in the morning, and then it was
Yeah,
like 10 o'clock at night, and you were still going at it.
yeah. I played at 9 in the morning yesterday, and then 6:30 at night and 8 o'clock at night.
That's pretty strong. How do you go and stay just have energy to go and play for so many hours?
At the end of the day, my legs were hurting so bad. I
Yeah.
just I wanted to go, but I knew that I needed to just stay focused and stay in it, and then it'd be done.
Have y'all been here the whole time before for the JIC as well?
Yeah, we came for the JIC. I didn't play that good in the JIC. No,
No.
no.
What event did you go and enter into?
In the JIC?
Yeah, yeah.
The 18 under girls.
The 9 ball.
Yeah, it's 9 ball.
9 ball? Nice, nice. Where are you from, Hayleigh?
Virginia.
Virginia. So it's quite a bit of ways from home.
Yeah, it's far from home.
How are you able to make it out here? Who are some of your sponsors and some of your support system?
Peach Hour, Custom Cues, Jam Up Apparel, Board
man,
on
Damien.
Billiards. Yeah, Board on Billiards. Back home, Janet Atwell.
Oh yeah, I think we've spoken with her before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my coach. She helps me with so much, and she's a nice person. She's really nice. And then Outsfield and the League Room.
Chris Wilson's place.
Yeah.
Chris is a real good friend of mine. I've known him for a few years. He's he's great for the sport in general.
Yeah, he's really nice, and he helps out so many people, and he'll do anything to make sure pool goes.
Yeah, no, for sure. We had a project. I think last year we were doing our one pocket power rankings, and I just reached out to him, and because he was my contact for Dynasphere at the time.
Yeah.
And I just said, hey, listen, this is what we got going on, and he didn't even hesitate. He was
Yeah.
like, Mike, whatever you need, and it's cool to go and have friends like that in the industry. And I don't really like asking for a whole lot of favors, but it's cool when people get behind you, just like they are getting behind you. What made you decide to get into the sport?
When I was younger, my dad kept on going down to play pool, and I wanted to go with him. And so finally I went down, and I started playing for fun for a few years. And then about a little over 3 years ago, I started taking it really serious. And I won the 14 under division last year.
I heard.
Here.
Yeah, so I forgot who I was talking to, but maybe it was Damien actually who was here. He was like, she's won this before, and I was
Yeah.
like, no, I got no idea because I haven't watched a lot of juniors play pool, so
Yeah.
I'm learning as I go. So what was that experience like for you winning last year?
It was so much fun. Like I told myself I was coming here last year to do something to win, and I didn't think that I was going to get there seriously because I just wasn't at the level I wanted to be at yet then. But then
You mean like for the week or in the overall?
overall last year, I
Yep.
just I'm definitely have improved from last year, and so winning last year has given me a lot of confidence to keep on working harder, and then getting the opportunity to go to Austria was crazy.
What was that like? I've talked to a few players. We talked to Landon earlier, and
Yeah.
then I forget who else, but there was
Payne.
yeah,
McBride
Payne.
went.
Yeah, Payne said as well. So what was
Yeah.
that like for you being on the girl side of it?
It was so crazy. Like everyone there, they played amazing because that's all they do. They all just play and play and play. And U.S., we just get a few opportunities to go to the tournaments we can, but it was crazy seeing all the talent there.
What did you take away from it? Like, what did you learn from that experience?
To work harder. You need to put in the time and dedication.
Is it easy to like get complacent? Like you come over here, right? Last year, you get a win. Is it easy to kind of like just get? I don't want to say big headed, but just have maybe too much confidence going into an event like Austria.
I didn't myself. It might have for others, but I knew that they played all the time, and I knew that I needed to just stay as focused as I could, and just have a confident stroke and just stay in as best as I could.
You seemed real loose in the back arm. You know, that's one thing that
Yeah.
as a pool player, like when you watch someone go and hit the ball or see how their wrist snaps, you can kind of tell like, okay, they can play a little bit, or oh yeah, no, they ain't gonna run four balls, you know. But
Yeah.
that was one thing that I noticed right away about you. But this is like before Damien tells me that you won the 14U. But it's cool, man. Like I don't, my girls don't play pool, but as a father, it's great to go and like seeing your dad over there whenever you made that bank. And if you guys missed it, keep an eye out because I'm gonna be posting that later. But you had a pretty sick out, and um, I didn't realize that was your dad at the time,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until I see his face, and then I'm like, man, he kind of looks like her. Maybe that's her father. But you make the bank, and I was like, geez, what an out. And he was like, she made two. And but it was cool seeing him go and support you. Does it make you like any more nervous or less nervous having your parents around while you're playing?
um, Sometimes it's nerve wracking, but most of the time when my dad's watching, I get a little less nervous because I know that someone's there and they're gonna see my mistakes or see how good I was playing, and then I can talk to someone afterwards about it.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing. I hate not having someone to be like, oh my gosh, did you see that shot? Afterwards to talk to it about.
It's kind of easy though to have like an emotional letdown afterwards because
Yeah.
that was a pretty intense double bank and then the eight ball, you know.
Yeah.
And I was saying earlier before we started, it was like that, especially that second one, because that first one was the thing was a three ball that was off the rails, so you had enough space to kind of work with it. But that
Yes.
second one, you had to really tighten up that six ball, and it's so hard on this new cloth
Yeah.
polished balls. What's that adjustment like for you?
I have been rattling a lot of my banks, and I knew that right then. I just needed to stay down because she had just one ball left in the pocket, and so I just focused and needed to make it. And so the adjustment's definitely been hard because they've been banking kind of short, and then
Oh, that slide, man.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
first thing I noticed the very first night whenever we were out here. It's like I'm hitting it and then it's just gliding off the rail
Yeah.
and widening out a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah, and so I just knew that I needed to just look at it really good and then just go down. Don't second guess yourself right there because that's whenever you're gonna miss it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you obviously know how to play, but staying in the moment on the shot is so important because
Mhm.
it's easy to kind of like already lose right up here whenever you're like you're in a especially you seen that 11 ball just hang or 15 ball whatever it was just hanging in the pocket and that 8 ball is just like dead center
Yeah.
table. And I want to talk about that 8 ball because that was a pretty tough. You're on the rail and you know pretty much if you miss that ball, it's
She's
over with.
out, yeah.
And you just buried two banks. So what was going through your mind?
I was like, well, you made two good shots, so don't miss this one now. And then I was worried about the scratch too, and so I was like, I was on the rail, like you
Yeah.
said, and so I was just like, just stay down, It's okay if you miss it because
You didn't hit a rail.
I didn't.
8 ball went clean in the pocket.
Yeah, it did. It felt really good. That definitely helped me get the win. Like it giving me a little confidence. My stroke was good after that, and then I'm pretty sure the next game after that I broke and ran.
Yeah, and that was a tough out if I remember because you had two stripes I think up top that were like in awkward positions and you had to come with it.
Yeah, the 11 ball I thinned it back in, and then
Yeah,
um,
yeah. And that was, if I'm not mistaken, there was the rack before that double bank to close it out was the one where she missed that 8 ball hanging in the pocket, right? Or maybe that was like a 1-1.
the one at 1-1 was when I made the banks to make
Was
it
it
2-1. Yeah,
So then after there was one game in there where the 8 balls hanging.
yeah, and she
You left it up, and it was actually a similar shot to the one we just talked about. But you left it up in the hole. She makes a 6 ball in the upper right, and then like in my head, I'm thinking, all right, that game's over with. 'cause
Yeah,
that 8
me
ball's
too.
in the
I
hole.
had my break cue. It was my break, and I was like,
I saw that. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, this is over. Right as soon as I rattled the 8 ball, I knew that it should have been over, and I thought she would definitely close it because she was playing good. She was making a few good shots and stuff, and
I got to be honest with you. So when and you know the story already because you were a part of it. So this match that happened right now, we had called it for yesterday afternoon.
yeah,
So Hayleigh's there on the TV table, along with Mackenzie, and we're waiting on Mackenzie, and it's just
Yeah.
okay. Where's she at? Where's she at? So Desiree looks at me and she's like, well, maybe you should call. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, didn't you call her?
I
Yeah.
did. I did. I called and I said, listen, you're on the clock. We're going to give you another 10 more minutes. And, if not, then we'll just have to forfeit you. And so she comes in, and it had probably been like around 15 to 20 minutes. But in that same gap, we realized that we had the dates wrong.
Yeah.
So the dates were for tomorrow. So we had like three of us essentially that looked at it and none of us caught it.
No.
And she comes over and she's very emotional and my heart's breaking because I have nothing but girls, man, and I hate seeing kids like cry in general,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And it was the funniest thing. So I look over at Desiree and I said, man, do you got a 20? I want to give this kid some money because I just felt so bad that she's crying. But what it made me realize was that how much these events mean to you guys.
Yeah. This event, I think, means a lot to every person here because this is their time to show people what they can do under a lot of pressure, and definitely being forfeited would not be something that anybody would want to have to do.
I took it for granted for a second, but that was really humbling for me because after talking with Mackenzie, I got to know her a little bit, and she was like, "I'm from, I think Nebraska, I think she was, or somewhere in Middle America," and it just really like reminded me of that. All you guys are traveling from all over the place just to come over here and play pool and try to get a shot at Worlds.
Yeah, everyone's fighting for what they want, and this is helping everyone reach their dreams and reach their goals. So
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, everyone's definitely put in the work and time.
So one thing we've been doing with Collins over here with Post Up is that we managed to raise around $2,000 to do 2 boys matches and 2 girls matches, and we're trying to get them like somewhat even matchups, right? So I want to ask you, who are some of your rivals on here, and if maybe we can nominate you and see if the fans will go and vote for you to go and play on Friday night. Who would you say is one of your rivals out here playing with juniors?
Well, last year me and Skylar was for the finals for the 14U. Me and Skylar Hess.
What was the score?
It was 11-8 or not 7.
That's a close one.
Yeah, it was definitely close. And then we played for the hot seat too, and it went hill last year in the 14U. And then I don't think we really played that much since then together, if I'm not mistaken. So
who are some of your friends out here?
Kennedy Myman, she's like my best friend. We went to Austria together last year. She won 16U last year, and we've always just done everything together.
You got to introduce me because I've seen her around, but maybe we can get her on here because I know she plays with.
She's right
across the way. Yeah. I see her on social media, but I've never. Your mom reached out to me, and it's funny because I'm trying to get interviews done, right, like leading up to it, and she was like, "You need to interview Hayleigh," and I get like 10 messages a day, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll try." But I didn't realize how accomplished you were, and not that it matters because all you guys deserve a fair shake at it, but. I said, well, how do you think she'll do like in an interview? Because like most of you guys have great personalities, but some of you can be a little rough because you guys can get nervous or kind of tighten up. So it's been cool. And she was like, no, Hayleigh is great. She'll be wonderful. And you lived up to it.
Thank you.
Who are some of your other friends?
Priscilla, she's really nice. And Payne, he's my friend. Everyone's really just friends. Adrian.
That's my
everyone's really just really friends with everyone,
Yeah.
They all get along and are really nice to everyone, at least.
How are you doing in the other events out here?
In the 16U last night I won my match.
Is that winner side?
Yeah. And then 18U I won my match too. We only played one round in 18U. And I play again tonight at 4:30 for 18U.
You're going to have a long day of playing pool.
Yeah,
I'm going to guess because we were here till, I left early. And when I say early, it was probably after like 12 or 13 hours. And Desiree and Oscar and all you guys were still out here. I was done, man. Like my back was just killing me. And it was kind of brutal just sticking around. But you know what I really enjoy is just seeing all the genuine enthusiasm for you guys just playing pool, right? Like there's no complaining or you get a little frustrated if you lose or maybe you miss a shot, but all you guys are here with great attitudes, great sportsmanship, and just really taking the game for what it is. And it's really been inspiring for someone who's been playing pool as long as I have.
Yeah, everyone keeps really good composure, and I think everyone works on that a lot, not getting mad. It can be hard sometimes.
All right, so let's say you're in the finals. Who do you want to be playing this year in the, let's say, 18U 9 ball?
In the 18U 9. Kennedy. I want us to do good and go to Austria together. I mean, not Austria.
Explain it to me though.
World's
So the top 2 get in or 3?
I'm really not for sure. It kind of
I'm not
sometimes it
sure.
just depends. I think it's probably top 3 in the 18U. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I say you got a real good shot, and you got a lot of confidence.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank
I know
you.
you got another match coming up here in like another 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, 12.
Well, go give
Yeah.
him hell, and we'll be rooting
Thank
for you.
Thank
Good luck.